I'm happy that I walked in on my husband having sex with his partner. So about a year ago, my husband, Matthew 39, stated that he wanted us to open our marriage. His reasoning was that he was no longer sexually attracted to me and couldn't have an orgasm because I'm Toulouse. He didn't want us to get a divorce because he still loved me. He insisted that we continue being a happy couple that did not act sexually with one another. We would have our sexual needs met by someone who we could consider to be our other partner. I was initially hurt by this because when he explained his reasoning, he didn't miss a beat when insulting me. I was no longer attractive to him because I'm currently 34. I agreed to the open marriage because I love him and didn't want to lose him. A brief set of the rules that we agreed on. Once we find a partner, we have to introduce our partners to each other. My husband introduces his partner to me and vice versa. We can have sex with other people, but in order for it to be considered okay, we'll have to tell each other about it. If in a sexual relationship with someone, we must get tested regularly. We don't have sex with our partner in our home. We can build emotional relationships with someone, but can't be taken as far as love. We show our partners the rules and explain our boundaries. We do not call our partners pet names. My husband and I must come home to each other every night, sleep in the same bed, wake up together, etc. Typical marriage, just without sex. We have more rules, but I just wanted to state the main ones. A couple weeks after Matthew insisted we open our marriage, he brought home his partner Jamie, 24. Jamie is so pretty. He looks like an angel, fresh-faced, beautiful boy with the uttermost perfect smile, the literal definition of youth. I had never been more intimidated in my life. The introduction was so embarrassing. I had no idea what to say and I just wanted to cry. I literally witnessed my husband's type change in front of my eyes. Jamie and I are complete opposites, physically and personality-wise. Now onto the story. Yesterday I came home on my lunch break to take a quick nap before returning to work and came home to find my husband and Jamie having sex in our bed. I was shocked and didn't really know what to do, so I just left and went back to work. I honestly wasn't even tired anymore. As I was walking into work, I saw that I was being bombarded with texts and calls from them both, so I just turned my phone off. I got out of work around 9 p.m., but I didn't want to go home. I went to a movie and just drove around after. I fell asleep on the side of the road and returned home at 8 a.m. this morning to get ready for work. When I walked in, I saw Matthew and Jamie at the table. Jamie looked sad, while Matthew looked pissed. I told them good morning and went and got ready for work. Matthew followed me yelling, saying that what I did was wrong and my reaction was compelled and called for. He told me I was being overdramatic and had him up all night worried because I wanted to act like a child. I don't know what came over me, but I stopped him mid-sentence and asked for a divorce. You don't love me anymore and I don't want to love you. I'm so lonely and I never had anyone nitpick my appearance more than you. If you aren't sexually attracted to me, then marry someone you are sexually attracted to. I want a divorce. He looked shocked and told me that I didn't know what I was saying and that I was just tired. When he tried walking me to the bed, I really got mad. I smacked his hand away and left again. This was a breakthrough for me. I usually let people walk all over me, but I didn't let him do it again today. I didn't want the open marriage and I don't want someone who puts me second. Have you subscribed yet? Hit that like button, ring the bell so you never miss a thing, and help us grow. Your support means the world. Now, let's jump into the part you've all been waiting for, reading and reacting to your awesome comments. One Princess Bella once said, "Congratulations for standing up for yourself." I can't imagine how horrible it was to see that. Your STBX just wanted a younger person to have sex with but keep you for the companionship. I hope your divorce is quick and relatively painless and that you find someone who truly loves you. This comment hits the nail on the head. Matthew wanted the comfort of a wife while chasing youth elsewhere. The support here is validating, but it's also infuriating that Op had to endure such blatant disrespect in the first place. The idea That he thought he could have both a devoted wife and a young lover speaks volumes about his entitlement. 2. Very Useful 0920 said, "Good for you for putting yourself first this time." Matthew sounds like the type to have a membership at a buffet. Dude totally wants his cake and wants to eat it too. A brutally accurate analogy, Matthew's hypocrisy. Is laid bare he set rules only to break them, expected compliance without reciprocity, and then had the audacity to call her dramatic. The comment's tone is sharp but fair, calling out his greed while celebrating OP's newfound spine. 3. Kinky_Boots pointed out, not just in the house, he had sex in their bed with his BF. This detail stings. The marital bed wasn't just a broken roulette, was a deliberate violation of their shared space. It's one thing to open a marriage. It's another to rub your partner's face in it. The comment underscores the cruelty of his actions, which weren't just about sex, but about power. For Largy Humandahole argued, nah, he broke a bigger rule. When you get married, the deal is that it's the two of you forever. Sounds like husband should never have gotten married. A deeper critique of Matthew's character, opening a marriage under duress isn't ethical, it's coercion. The comment highlights how Matthew rewrote the rules to serve himself, then punished Op for not playing along. It's a reminder that love shouldn't come with ultimatums. 5. Marianne 0601 reassured, at 34 you are not too old or any of the other garbage you've been told. You deserve someone that looks at you like you're their world. A necessary counter to Matthew's nagging. His insults about her age and body were textbook manipulation designed to erode her self-worth. This comment reframes the narrative. The problem wasn't Op, it was his shallow, transactional view of love. 6. Juan Wiesel admitted, some of us just weren't made for an open relationship. If my partner asked me for one, I would be out. A relatable take. Many echoed this sentiment, noting that open relationships born from dysfunction rarely work. The subtext, Matthew didn't want openness, he wanted permission to cheat while keeping up on standby. 7. Dillapenny observed, his first response to you coming home was uncontrolled anger, shouting, and belittling you. This zeroes in on the abuse. Instead of remorse, Matthew weaponized anger to deflect blame. It's a classic tactic maker. The problem to avoid accountability. The comment's outrage mirrors how readers felt. This wasn't just a mistake, it was a pattern. She always thought love meant holding on, pushing through, making sacrifices, even if it meant putting herself last. That's what she told herself when Matthew said he wasn't sexually attracted to her anymore. That's what she clung to when he said she was to lose, like she was some worn-out object. 34, and already he made her feel discarded. A little too stretched, a little too used. And yet she agreed to open their marriage, not because she wanted to, not because she had any desire to share the man she built a life with, but because she loved him. Or maybe because she feared being alone more than being unloved, the rules they set. Oh, they looked fair on paper, no pet names, no falling in. Love, no sex in their shared bed, but it was never equal, not really. He'd already chosen his partner, Jamie 24 and beautiful in that effortless, cinematic kind of way. Like someone you see on a poster and instinctively know you'll never look like. She met Jamie and knew instantly that she had been replaced. Not just physically, emotionally, spiritually, maybe even narratively. It felt like her chapter was ending and Jamie's was beginning. She never even brought anyone home, never introduced a partner, because how do you date when your heart is somewhere else? When your self-esteem is already in pieces on the floor and you're just trying to walk barefoot over it every day. No one warns you how lonely it is to be in an open marriage when the only thing that's open is the wound. Then came the moment. That strange, sharp, still moment when she came home on her lunch break, thinking maybe she'd rest her eyes for 20 minutes and walked into that. Her husband and his angel boy in their bed, the bed where they once made plans, where they whispered through storms and sick days and holidays. She didn't scream. She didn't cry. She left. Quiet, stunned, hollow. Her body kept moving back. To work, to a movie theater, down some road she couldn't name. She slept in her car, not because she had to, but because home didn't feel like home anymore. When she finally returned, they were there. Of course they were. Looking like the villains in a play who didn't realize the audience had already turned on them, Jamie, sad-eyed, Matthew, furious. As if she was the problem. As if she broke the rules by being heartbroken. "You're overreacting," he said, like her pain was an inconvenience. Like his betrayal wasn't real unless she bled for it on cue. But then, something changed. Something clicked. Maybe it was the sleep deprivation. Maybe it was the cumulative weight of all the time she stayed quiet, stayed small, stayed polite, but she didn't cry. She didn't beg. She asked for a divorce. Just like that, she watched the color drain from his face, and for once, she didn't soften. Didn't apologize for speaking up, didn't backpedal. She said it clearly, "You don't love me anymore and I don't want to love you." And the truth of it settled into her bones like heat. She hadn't wanted an open marriage. She had wanted him, but he wanted novelty. He wanted softness and tightness and youth. He wanted the illusion of being wanted without the weight of commitment. And she wanted someone who didn't make her feel like a broken thing. Who didn't keep measuring her worth in elasticity and years. And maybe this was the real gift. In all of it, not the marriage, not even the breakup, but the realization that she could finally say no. No to being someone's plan B, no to being spoken to like a problem. No to shrinking just to make room for someone else's ego. She wasn't angry, not in that loud, fiery way people expect. Her rage was quieter, more focused, like the kind of wine that clears a whole field. She saw herself for the first time in a long time not as a failed wife or an aging woman but as someone who deserved more. Who was allowed to leave. Who could finally stop waiting for someone to come home and start walking herself out the door. And the craziest part. She felt light because maybe love isn't always about staying. Maybe real love, self-love is finally knowing when to go. This story raises tough questions about boundaries and self-worth. What would you do in her situation? Would you have handled it differently? Share your perspective below. Would you have stayed or left sooner? Your voice matters in this important conversation about relationships and respect. Don't forget to subscribe for more thought-provoking discussions. Let us know where you stand.